guys, Andy Cali here. Today we will be getting into an introduction to calisthenics. For those of you that do not know, calisthenics is a type of working out where you only utilize the body weight of your body. First of all, this is my first ever YouTube video. So before we get into all that, I want to tell you all a little bit about myself. My name is Andy. You can call me Andy Cali. What I am is a calisthenics athlete. I did weightlifting for about 7 years, since the age of 16, and just this year in the summer started doing calisthenics. Now we are in December. I've been doing it for about 6 months now. I am 22 years old. I am from a place called Mission, Texas. A couple other things about me. I am actually only 5'7" in height. I weigh right now about 150 pounds. So a big goal that I have with this YouTube channel is that I want to not only show y'all about my journey in calisthenics, but I would like to provide insight and informative information, and basically I would like to share other athletes' stories. So in my case, I bust my butt, 7 days a week, most weeks, training rigorously, and I don't have the 100,000 followers. I don't have that, and that's fine, that's okay. But what I want to do is I want to reach out to other athletes who are like-minded like me, bust their asses 7 days a week, and people don't know their story. So I want to share their story with YouTube, with Instagram, with the world, because a lot of people do have bad misconceptions about athletes. I know for me myself, a lot of people have bad misconceptions about me and what they think about me, and that's okay, but that's because they don't know my story. Here personally, through my YouTube, a big thing that encouraged me to do this was to share my own story as well, so that you guys can get to know who I am, a little bit about my personality. So that's one thing I want to achieve. I want to share other athletes' stories, and I want the public to know that we are not bad people. We have great intentions. I want nothing more than to help people, and I know that about a lot of other athletes. I've met a lot of bodybuilders at the gym who look big and intimidating, and I'm personally not scared of anybody. So I'll go up to them and I'll talk to them, and they have the softest, sweetest voices, the nicest things to say, and the best advice. So a big thing that I want to gain out of this YouTube channel is erasing that stigma. So with that being said, let's go to the park and let's talk about calisthenics. Alright guys, we are here at Voigt Park in Stone Oak, San Antonio, Texas. So we're going to go ahead and get into the basics of calisthenics. First, like I mentioned, calisthenics is the same thing as body weight exercising. It comes from the Greek words kalos, meaning beauty, and stenos, meaning strength. So Cali meaning beauty and sthenics meaning strength. The reason why it's called this is because it is the embodiment of basically how to get an amazing, beautiful body using your own body weight. Gymnasts, calisthenics, it's about the same thing. If you notice their bodies, they're super shredded, super lean, and they burn fat easily, and they build muscle like crazy. So that goes into some of the benefits. The benefits of calisthenics are that you will build extremely lean, strong muscle, and you will burn fat very efficiently throughout your workouts. The more you get into calisthenics and the more intense you make your workouts, basically the more you sweat, you're actually going to be burning more fat and building a lot more muscle. So as far as calisthenics, I believe that there are 6 major things that you need to know to get into calisthenics, start, and progress quickly. The 4 being 4 basic workouts that you need to know in order to succeed. The fact being that these 4 workouts translate into everything that you see people doing, like muscle ups, handstands, and crazy freestyles on the bars. You need to master these 4 workouts or exercises in order to progress in calisthenics. First one being the pull-up, second one being the dip, third being the push-up, and fourth being the squat. If you can master all 4 of these exercises and get a good amount of reps without any body weight on you of these exercises, you will be able to move forward in calisthenics and progress even faster. I would say the 5th one is stretching. I started calisthenics 6 months ago, I did not stretch, just like I did when I was lifting weights. This had a really bad toll on my body. It started hurting my joints, and I found myself taking more time off than I wanted from the gym and my calisthenic training schedules. Sixth one being consistency. This is not a physical thing, but this is something that you need to come to realize, that if you're beginning or in the middle of calisthenics, that you will have to have extreme determination, extreme motivation, and stay consistent with your exercises. Calisthenics is nothing more than progressions. People say, oh, you make this look easy. How do I make it look easy? Because I progressed into that exercise. I mastered an exercise that helped me progress into that next exercise, and I mastered it. So let's get into a little bit of the basics. I'm gonna start with some stretching. I'm gonna show you some basic stretches. Alright, so now that we've limbered up, we've warmed up our joints, our ligaments, our muscles to make sure that we prevent any injury and make sure that we do our exercises efficiently. We're going to go ahead and jump into our pull-ups. A lot of people say, oh, I can't even do one pull-up, but a lot of people struggle to even get the form. I'm going to show you an example of possibly the worst pull-up you can do, or just a bad pull-up that you probably see mostly in the gym. You'll see them just go up to the bar, grab, and kind of just let their body go wherever, and sometimes you'll see this going on, and they'll just kind of pull up. And that is probably the worst thing you can do when getting into calisthenics. Calisthenics is all about form. If you can perfect your form, you can perfect your exercise. If you can perfect your exercise, you can progress. Simple way I put it is just slightly bend over, push your scapula and your shoulders back, raise your arms, and grab the bar. You want to squeeze your core, bring your feet out a little bit in front of you, and point your toes. And from here, you'll just pull straight up to your sternum. As such. As you notice, everything is in line, intact, and everything just flows. There's your pull-up. Let's move to the next one. Alright, so now we're moving on to our dips. Also, a good thing that I forgot to mention is that when it comes to calisthenics, a great thing about calisthenics is that it is absolutely free to start. Here we are at Voigt Park training for free with free equipment. All you need is your body and your ability. So now we're going into our dips. To perfect a dip, you want to make sure that you, same thing, bring your shoulders back, squeeze your core. Up here we'll have to bring our legs up a little bit just because of how close we are to the floor. We'll go in, and you want to treat your elbows as a lever or a hinge, and you want to come straight down to about your chest level and push back up. And notice the activation on the triceps. Make sure you keep that chest up. And there's your dip. Alright, now we're going to get into our push-ups. In order to do a perfect push-up, you want to get down. You want to have your arms about shoulder length apart. Right here, this is perfect. You want to bring your legs out and point your toes. Same thing, squeeze your core. You want to be able to separate your scapula, push out, and you want to come down. Same thing with your elbows hinging. And just come back up with it. Super simple movement. You want to make sure that your body is almost like a plank and that your butt isn't up or your hips aren't down. You want to make sure you're just perfectly straight so that you come down in one fluid motion. And there's your push-up. Alright, lastly is our squat. For a squat, it's super simple, probably the easiest of all four, I would say. You just want to have your feet about shoulder length apart. You want to point your toes just slightly outward. you want to make sure when you come down, you bring your hips back and squat. So it's just one motion. So you just come down, keep your chest up, squat, and up. Make sure that motion is fluid. You bring your hips back, come down, and then squat back up. Make sure you never drop your chest. And there's your squat. Alright, so I may have shown you these 4 exercises and you might be thinking to yourself, okay, squat might be kind of easy for me to get, but hey, Andy, I can't do a pull-up, I can't do a dip, and I can't do a push-up. That's okay. These are basic calisthenic movements, but there are more basic calisthenic movements that you can use to progress into these movements. We're going to start with what we call an Australian pull-up. This utilizes the ground in order to help you bring your body weight up and train those muscles. Okay, so to do an Australian pull-up, what you want to go ahead and do is find a bar that's about yay high. If not, make your own. And you'll be able to get down, point your toes all the way up, make sure the bar is aligned with your chest, and from here you'll squeeze your core, point your toes, and you will pull up and put your chin above the bar. And you'll find that this is way easier than a regular pull-up free weight. And you'll just practice a couple of these and progress until you get into a pull-up. Same thing here, you want to keep your body completely straight to where your butt isn't down or up. And that's an Australian pull-up. Okay, so for the dips, if you're thinking to yourself, you can't do a dip, there's a progression that you can use to get into a dip. They're called seated dips. What you want to do is you want to find a seated position and you want to isolate those triceps. Same thing, use the ground. You're utilizing the ground so it's not your full free body weight. You'll use this to progress into a dip. You'll come out, point your toes, squeeze your core, and you'll hinge your your elbows to work your triceps. And you'll just come up. Lots of people are familiar with these. This is how you progress into a dip. Alrighty, and lastly, to progress into a push-up, an easy way to do this is to get up into the push-up position, but use your knees. Right here, you are excluding your full body weight so that it makes the motion easier. You'll cross your knees, cross your legs, get on your knees, and you'll do the same push-up position so that your body gets used to the motion. And that should help you progress. Alright, so now you're probably thinking, yeah, I can do these 4 exercises, but that doesn't seem very fun or challenging. Now I'm going to show you a workout, an advanced calisthenic workout, where you will be utilizing all 4 compound movements in an effort to shred fat and build muscle. Let's do it. And there it is. Alright guys, so there you have it. Everything that I think that you'll need in order to progress and succeed in calisthenics. My name is Andy Cali, and I hope you enjoyed this video. Go ahead and give it a thumbs up if you found it informational and useful. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe in order to see more lifestyle and fitness content in the future. Go ahead and also follow me on Instagram, and go ahead and check out my content. If there's anything that you are curious about or would like to see in a future video, go ahead and reach out to me, and I'd love to hear any feedback. Thank you guys. God bless, and y'all take care.